Well, hey there, it's Joe, Sonical Disruptive. How are you? I am well. If you hear noises in the background, my neighbors are blasting off fireworks and they're having a big party. So it's their fault, it's not my fault. So I'm not doing a reaction video tonight because I am doing a something just as original as that. I am ranking albums. Has anyone on YouTube ever ranked albums before? No. Yeah, maybe. Okay. I'm doing it because, well, why the hell not? Everybody else does. And another reason, I think my list is a little bit unique. So, the band is Rush. Now, Rush have been one of my favorite bands for as long as I can remember. They were one of the bands that really got me into progressive music. If it wasn't for them, who knows, I may be just listening to AC/DC and nothing else. But yeah, Rush was kind of that really bridge that got me to more crazy things in the future. But very important in my musical makeup. So here we go. They've had 19 studio albums. Now I'm just doing studio albums. No live albums, just their studio releases. There is one caveat, one kind of thing, and well, I can do it because it's my list, and you'll see much later. Anyway, again, I think this list is going to be pretty unique, and if you're a longtime Rush fan, it'll probably get under your skin because, well, you'll see. Let me just get started. Number 19 is Caress of Steel. There is just not much on that I go back to. There's some interesting thing. There is some great musicianship. From a song structure, though, I don't think it is a highlight. From a lyrical standpoint, definitely not a highlight at all. So, Caress of Steel is my least favorite Rush track. Album, sorry. Number 18, this one is going to be low for a lot of people. Rush, their debut. It's a really good album. It really is, but it's not Rush. It's not the Rush that I grew to know and love. It's a very stripped back, basic blues hard rock style Rush. And for what it is really good. But I can't really consider it Rush, so that's why it's so low. Number 17, Fly By Night. Kind of the same thing, although it is definitely getting into the progressive territory. It's just not quite there yet. Some great songs on there, don't get me wrong, but that's where I put it. 16, I'm just getting all the 70s crap out of the way right now. Sorry, maybe not. We'll see. It seems like whenever I see a list, it's the 70s stuff that is always on top, and I'm always a little bit confused by that myself, but let me get back to it. Number 16, A Farewell to Kings. Now, there are some things on there that I enjoy, but again, I think from a songwriter's perspective, it's not up to par. So that's where it is. Number 15, and people are going to jump all over me here. 2112. Yes. Now, this is Rush, so even their worst stuff is really good. 2112 is really good. There is some really good music in 2112. For me personally, I like the other tracks. Lessons, Tears, Something for Nothing is an awesome song. Probably more so than the epic 2112, although that has some great moments too. I've heard it live quite a few times, and maybe that's why I'm a little burned out on it. Maybe that's why it's so low. But anyway, there you go. About 70s music. I'm not kidding, I guess, because number 14, Hemispheres. So I think out of the 70s, Hemispheres is my favorite. First of all, Cygnus X 1, book 2 is better than 2112, the song. It's a better epic, in my opinion, obviously. And it has Circumstances, which I think Circumstances is one of Rush's best tracks ever. Just a killer track. And I love that song. And for that reason, Hemispheres is at 14. 13, Test for Echo. As far as the newer, more modern style Rush, Test for Echo was my least favorite. That's why it's here. Although a few of my favorite tracks, Driven is just killer. I love Driven. I love the bass on that. Resist, Carve Away the Stone is really good. Test for Echo is great. But there are a handful of songs on there that for me are a little bit cringy, and that's odd for Rush because they don't do that very often. And for me, there's a handful of songs on there that I skip, and that's why it's there. Number 12, I'm going to go back to the previous album, Counterparts. Now, when this came out, I absolutely loved it, and for years I absolutely loved it. Just recently, I downgraded it because, again, there was a handful of tracks there that I kind of skip. Speed of Love, and there's some other ones too that I kind of skip over and I don't love so much. But Animate is one of the best tracks ever. Cut to the Chase, Cold Fire, a lot of really good songs on there, and they really start getting more meaty here, which is good. And it was a real relief to Rush fans. Moving along. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I skipped a couple. But 11 is going to be... Where is it? 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 Oh, this is where people are going to really hate me. 11 is Permanent Waves. Some great tracks on this. I'm not going to lie. Some really amazing music, but some of those songs are played out for me, and that's probably why it's so low. And at number 10, the same thing is in play. Moving Pictures. Again, Tom Sawyer. Come on, Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, Red Barchetta. So many amazing tracks, but a little played out for me, I suppose. And that's the only reason why it's so low on my list. Again, it's a great album, and I truly do really love that album. And I was surprised, actually, when I went through and did this exercise, how low it was. Number 9. This is where it gets tricky because a lot of people are going to be like, you've got to be kidding me. This you ranked higher than Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves and 2112 and all of the others. I did. Hold Your Fire. Yep. I think I watched every list I watched. I think this was their least favorite. And I get it in some respects, but when you go back and listen to it, it's different. Don't get me wrong. It's a different Rush record. Very personal, very less aggressive, I suppose you would say, but Open Secrets. Is that true? Is that what it is? I think I mixed something up. Secrets, Open Letter, Second Nature, Prime Mover, the underrated Lock and Key. There are so many really great tracks on here and really interesting tracks. While this may not have been a banger, there's some very progressive and very musical moments on here that may be some of their best. It is such an interesting record to listen to from my perspective. I have been drinking, but this list is my list from my perspective. There you go. Number 8. Now, give me a little leniency because I'm a product of the era that I grew up in the era where I fell in love with Rush. Take that for in account. This one is very low on a lot of people's lists. This was the first time I seen Rush live, and this is Roll the Bones. A phenomenal record, I think. I'm sorry, a lot of people hate the song Roll the Bones because of that rap part. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's not, they're not doing a gangster rap or anything. My God, it's a little fun thing. Don't take it so seriously. It's good. Roll the Bones is a damn good song. Dreamline is amazing. Bravado is great. Ghost of a Chance, Heresy. There are so many good songs. There's a few that are a little bit iffy, and that's why it's low. If they were all as strong as these tracks I listed here, it may be number 1. A great album. I'm sorry. The production was pretty decent on this, a little thin. I wish it was meatier, but the songs are very good. Number 7, I have Snakes and Arrows. Great production sound. Great sound all around. Very heavy, very dark. Far Cry is my favorite Rush song ever. I love that song. So just in your face, so rocking, so great. Great song. Armor and Sword, Faithless, Bravest Face, We Hold On. A very good record, and some of my favorite lyrics of any Rush album are on this one right here. So, really good, different in a way, and they experiment some, and I like that. Number 6, okay. When I went back and really examined it, this one surprised me, and it's going to surprise you even more because this, along with Hold Your Fire, are everybody's least favorite, and this came in at number 6 for me, Presto. Okay, if it wasn't for the production on here is way thin and is not good. And that really killed the record. I think if it was a different production here, if it was thicker, this would be much more highly acclaimed than it is, because song for song, you have some great things here. Show Don't Tell, that riff, that guitar part is absolutely killer. Chain Reaction, The Pass, Presto is a great song. Red Tide, and always probably one of my favorite Geddy Lee vocals is Available Light. Such an underrated song, so good. I'm sorry, Presto is a great record. I wish they would remix it and remaster it, because if it was just thicker, not so thin, it would be way high. Song for song, it is fantastic. Yep. Number 5, Clockwork Angels. Be You to Be. Clockwork Angels. Carnies. 7 Cities of Gold. The Garden. This record has such a feel to it. There's a vibe throughout the whole thing. It's a concept record, and they carry it very, very well. Just a killer record and such a strong way to go out. It appears, obviously, after Neil's tragic death, that this will be their swan song, and it's a great way to go out. Going out on top, no doubt. Really excellent record, Clockwork Angels. The production, the songs, everything spot on, and it is just so interesting to listen to. Number 4, Grace Under Pressure. Why is this record so high? It's high on a lot of people's lists, but for me, it's so high because Early Distant Warning and Red Sector A, both of those songs are absolute genius. Between the Wheels also is great. Those songs for me carry the record. There's some other ones there that are good, but I don't enjoy as much. But I feel that those three songs are so strong that it puts this record at number 4 because those songs are classic. Some of the best material ever put down to a recording. Serious. Number 3, Signals. I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm going Signals. And number 3, Subdivisions. Maybe Rush's best song ever. Perhaps. I don't think too many people disagree. An amazing song. Losing It is so underrated. It is unbelievable. So different. Such a heart-wrenching song. And if you've never heard Rush, Losing It, stop it and go listen to it because the song is beautiful, heart-wrenching, and different than you would expect from Rush. So good. The Analog Kid, The Weapon. Listen to the lyrics on a lot of these. Listen to the lyrics on The Weapon. A lot of the lyrics in many Rush albums are so applicable to today. Just go with that. Number 2, Power Windows. Again, this is lower on most everybody's list, but Manhattan Project, Marathon, Territories, Mystic Rhythms, Grand Design. Come on. Come on. Those songs on one record, those are great songs. Lyrically, musically, they are superb. Superb, I tell you. They're not going to blow your door off. They're not meant to blow your door off. They're meant to be amazing progressive tracks, which they are. Listen to the lyrics, listen to the music. They meld together perfectly. Great, great record. Great record. It's number 2. It's got to be a great record. And number 1, and here's the caveat, because it is the remixed version, which was years after. The first release I loved as well, but it was messy. It was too muddy, and that was always an issue with the band. But I'm going number 1, Vapor Trails remixed. Again, a lot of people did not like this record. It is chaotic. It is dirty. It is different. It is fresh for Rush. One Little Victory. It starts off with One Little Victory. Listen to the drums on that. That's how they start the record. Boom. This is after their long hiatus. Such a phenomenal record. Ceiling Unlimited. Peaceful Kingdom. Vapor Trails. Secret Touch. Freeze. Go listen to Freeze. Listen to that bass line on that. Come on. Out of the Cradle. Such a great record. Such an underrated gem for the band. And it is my number 1. When I want to listen to Rush, this is my first go-to right here. Vapor Trails. I love that record. I know many people don't. I can't get enough of it. So, there you are. That is my list. What's your list? I almost guarantee it's going to be different than this because I haven't seen one quite like this before, but this is my own personal opinion. Like I said, I got into Rush kind of in the mid-'80s, in their synth period. And at the time, I didn't listen to anything else with synthesizers, really. I was complete metal, all guitar, all drums. Do not throw a keyboard in there, but for some reason, when Rush used keyboards, I was cool with that. I was all right with that. They did it interestingly. They did it with integrity, like Rush always does. So there you go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see ya.